Shalom Yashrala, this your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. A salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here article real quick. I was going to actually go into this in the last lesson, but hey, the Spirit took me a different direction. So, hey, we'll just do, this here lesson now. All right. So it says Biden leading U.S. to world war, says Trump. All right. And ultimately, matter of fact, let me grab this precept real quick. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. All right. So ultimately, it says Biden leading U.S. to world war, says Trump. And, not really getting too political with these things, because once you really understand how things really work, you see beyond the presidents. You see beyond, these people are nothing more than a, just like in a corporation. All right. The president of a company and things like that. Jake be thinking, oh, I want to be the president of the company, this and that. I'm the head guy, I make all the decisions. You're just the face of the company, man. All right. Whenever there's things that need to be done, you take credit for all the, you take credit for all the things that go good, and you take credit for all the things that go bad. You're just the face of the company. All right. Behind the president, you have board members, sometimes shareholders and things like that make executive decisions. All right. And the president is just, the person that's just the face of the company, man. All right. Because think about this, man. You go around and survey the majority of these Americans. How many of them really know all the senators, know all the people that's sitting in the House and everything else like that? All right, versus how many of them know who the president is? All right, how many of them know who the presidential advisors are? How many of these people know that the president go to multiple presidential advisor meetings daily and get advised about these things? How many of these people know who the hell like a Henry Kissinger or George Soros is? These types of people, man. All right, that advise the president and give them advice, that's been sitting there advising presidents longer than these presidents sitting and into their position, man. So really the president is just the face of a company. He's really a nobody, more or less like a mascot. All right. It's just like saying Ronald McDonald for McDonald's. Everybody know Ronald McDonald. Nobody really know who the hell is sitting on the boards of McDonald's making the decisions of how much the cheeseburgers is going to cost. All right. With the new when the McRib is coming back. All right, when the McFlurry machine is going to get fixed and all these types of things and what they're going to do on the next menu. Ronald McDonald ain't making, the little clown, he ain't making them decisions. He's just the face of the company, man. He's the guy that they put on the commercials that the kids look for and this and that to go out when they have the little events and things like that. He don't make no decisions. That's the same thing as these clowns that you see right here, man. But nevertheless, this is something that, through the Spirit that you see is actually being played out, all right? It says Biden leading U.S. to world war, says Trump. And really, it's just this is the way that America is going. This is the end all be all for America, which I was going into my last lesson. All right. But it says former president claims that Ukraine conflict would never have happened on his watch, which, again, like I said, hey, there's an agenda. When you look at all the presidents from way back when to where we at now, they all on a straight path. All right. Some of them go a little bit to the left and bring it back into the right. Some of them go a little to the right and bring it back to the left, but they all going in the same direction. All right. It's just like, you have, two different drivers, or let's just say you have two different drivers in the car, right? Let's say they're going from Miami to Georgia on 75, right? Now you on the interstate. Now let's just say you on a three lane highway. Now one driver's driving all the way in the left lane for the majority of the trip. Now they switch drivers. Now the other driver's all the way in the right lane. You know what I'm saying? Now they're in different lanes the whole trip, but guess what? They still going 75 north. They still going to end up in the same destination. So it don't matter which lane that they in, you know what I'm saying, or how they get there. One's driving faster than the other one. You know what I'm saying? One keep taking exits and pit stops, going to the bathroom, whereas the other one just staying on the road. So, hey, but at the end all be all, they're going in the same direction. So the outcome is always the same. This former president claims that the Ukraine conflict would never have happened on his watch. Former president Donald Trump told Newsmax on Monday that President Joe Biden has eviscerated the national economy and dragged the country towards world war over Ukraine. And this is ultimately, where they're going. This is the point of this here lesson coming out. All right. They're ultimately going into World War III. All right. Because this is the point in time where, he's about to fill his belly. All right. Then he's going to flee from the iron weapon. The iron weapon is going to fly in what? World War III. All right. He's about to implement what? The MOTB. All right. So it says Trump also has added Trump also added that he doesn't know of anything that will stop him from running for office in 2024. Our country is in a lot of trouble, Trump told the Newsmax host Eric Boylan. Our country has never been like this. We're in serious danger with what's going on in Ukraine with Russia, and you could end up in a world war. The way they're handling it is crazy. What they're doing is crazy. Let me we're not going to get too far into this, but nevertheless, let me read this paragraph. It says, Trump has since hammered Biden for sending tens of billions worth of military aid to Kiev, stating that stoking the conflict will lead to World War III. All right. And this is ultimately what you have going on right about now. When you really look into the scenario, this is what you have going on. All right. So basically, again, we're not going to read, more of this here article because I want to read some more scriptures. But the point is, the matter of, this is what, you're being brought out to. Let me get some scriptures out real quick. All right. This is, let me go ahead and read this real quick in Job 18. All right. It says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened. His own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet and walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel and the robber shall prevail against him. And so, hey, you're being brought, well, let me keep reading. The snare is laid for him in the ground and the trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet. All right. And say, hey, you up for war right about now. All right. His strength is hunger bitten and the destruction is ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. So he's going to be brought to the king of terrors, which is what? In World War III, facing what? Those thermonuclear missiles that's going to be flying towards him. All right. But hey, as this, the article was going into about how, them constantly arming Ukraine is bringing them into World War III. His own counsel. Oh, let us just go do these things. Let us go and set up chemical plants over in Ukraine. Let us go keep pushing up into these different nations. Like, i.e., you have, hang on, let me pull this up real quick. Let me read this first. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires hell, and his death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So, like, transgressing by his wine with his different doctrines, treaties, and agreements with different nations, military agreements with other nations, i.e. Taiwan. All right. He's over there talking about some, even though, and see, this is the same damn play. They hijack these countries from other countries. All right. Then set up their military over in these countries and say, oh, no, they're sovereign. They want to be a part of, these Western blocs, whether it be the EU or whether it be NATO, or just an ally of America somewhere or the other, where America has to come out with a force to aid these folks. When Taiwan is a part of China, they didn't hijack that from China. Now they're setting the military bases over there, going into pushing China to go to war with them. All right. Well, they get the majority of their trade from China. So they're going to disrupt the whole global trade, all right, especially domestic trade here in America, which is going to bankrupt this here economy here in America, which they're pushing for that to do what? To bring in the MOTB. All right. But, also going into, let me go ahead and grab that real quick. Job 5:12, he disappointed the device of the crafty so their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right. So, hey, this is what you have going on. Let me read he taketh the wise in their own craftiness to counsel the forward is scattered headlong. So again, they try to have what they call order out of chaos. All right. But, with this here thing that they have going on, all right, they're ultimately just going to be brought into, like we read, to the king of terrors. Their plan is not going to go as smooth as they think it's going to go. All right. These nations are starting to wake up from this Babylonian juice that they're pushing on everybody else. Now they're starting to sober up and say, let me grab that real quick. Let me read this again. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires hell, and his death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right? So because you keep, your hand in everybody else's cookie jar, always in somebody else's backyard. Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness, that destroyed the cities thereof, that opened out the house of his prisoners? All these nations are waking up to this. all these nations are seeing what's going on right about now. Even here in America, these people are seeing these things, man. These people are realizing, like, you know what? Hey, man, Biden is the problem. Trump is the problem. No, you Edomites are the problem, man. Like I said, you driving down the damn interstate. It don't matter about, oh, Trump is in the left lane going all extra fast and he's speedily going this way, and Biden all in the right lane, you know, taking a pit stop every 2 seconds because he got to go piss every minute. Nigga should have wore some Depends and everything else like that. Bro, it don't matter. We still go on 75 North. We still gonna go. Hey, look, bro, you know, one of them is gonna get us there faster than the other one. You know what I'm saying? But we still going to the same place. All right. But this is ultimately fulfilling, you know, a prophecy, man. All right. Going back to Habakkuk 2 and 5, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and his death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Like, you know, Trump was saying, hey, man, keep sending this here aid to Ukraine, and you're going to start World War III. But see, America's not just done with the Ukraine, man. All right, they're doing the same game plan, which they're not really talking about this as much. They're doing the same game plan in Taiwan, sending weapons over to Taiwan. The same thing that they did to Ukraine, you about to see the same thing happen over there in China. And guess what they're gonna say? Oh, the Chinese government is over here being a bully, a dictator. They're trying to they got the biggest military buildup on their borders close to Taiwan and everything else like that. They're about to attack Taiwan. We got to do something. We have to send aid over there. And guess what? They ain't gonna stop there. They're gonna say, oh, North Korea is over here. How you say? Keep testing missiles aimed towards South Korea, while the whole time America's just supplying South Korea with more missile defense systems and more troops and everything else like that. But like, bro, you know, fuck North Korea. You know, they're not really worried about North Korea. They can shoot missiles clear over North Korea to hit China. That's what they aimed at, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? They created that North Korea, South Korea dilemma just so they can have a buffer zone to where they can have a landing pad and a military base in South Korea to bring in all their troops before they run up into China. Same way what they doing with Taiwan, man. It's military strategy, man. They need a reload zone because for China to attack America, they got to fly their planes all the way from China all the way over to America. Well, for America to attack China, all right, all they got to do is land all they and have their whole supply depot in North Korea and Taiwan and just, you know what I'm saying, fly over North Korea or Salak. They need to have their military and stuff like that in South Korea, all right, and they can just fly over or throw a rock over North Korea to hit China. North Korea is really not a big threat unto them, man. They can take them out in a matter of hours, but China's right there. Now they got a whole landing strip to just keep bringing in, you know, plane after plane after plane after plane to resupply, all right, and then also ships and everything else like that before having to just come from, you know, let's just say some of their other military bases over there and spend the fuel up from going over there. Why do that when they can just have a home base right there in South Korea? Same with Taiwan, all right? But the same thing is going on with Russia, man. That's why you think that they got NATO right around the border of Russia, man. They don't want to have to launch their weapons all the way from the U.S. all the way over on Russia, man. That would take forever. But, hey, we know that that's how Russia's going to take America out. But, hey, this is what's bringing them into the king of terrors, man. All right, verse 6 says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunted proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and how long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. All right, because with all this military advancement and military buildup and all this spending packages that you keep sending over to Ukraine and these other nations, man, you bankrupting your own damn self, man. Look at what you got going on here in America. Now, we could have read a little further down in that article about how, you know, all this here spending is blowing back on America. Let me see where it says that it says Trump interview with Boylan largely focused on the dire state of the U.S. economy, racked by a 40-year high inflation rate and record gas prices. Former president blamed rising fuel costs on Biden's crackdown on domestic energy production and his administration focusing on green energy. We have liquid gold right under our feet. We were taking it like never before. Now we're begging other countries to give it to us, Trump said, referring to Biden's day one decision to ban drilling on federal land. But they're going green, and green isn't powerful enough. It can't fire up our plants, not even close. All right, so hey, this is all going into, you know, the demise of, how you say the American dollar, man. All right, they're just bankrupting this here place left and right. But really, the economy had been collapsed here a long time ago. They just been covering it up and propping it up. But hey, it's their own doing, their own spending, their own, how do you say, plan of attack that's causing all these things to happen, man. I.e., look at what they did with the sanctions on Russia from the Ukraine and things like that. Well, you started a war over there, trade and everything else like that's going to get backed up. Gas prices are going to go up and everything else like that. It ain't hurting Russia. It's hurting your Western allies, and it's hurting America, man. All right. Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land and of the city and all that dwell therein. All right, all these nations that have been spoiled by America and has been been invaded and the resources stolen and how you say offset economically and things like that, they all gone. That left a bad taste in their mouths, man. And they all looking at America like, damn, how did we get to where we was at 5-10 years ago? We was doing all right. We was able to do this. We was able to do that. Now we can't even buy our own electricity. We can't even buy water. We can't even buy food for our country. We all out here starving now. And who's the culprit of this here problem? Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? Now we all got to turn our arrows back at him, man. This is what you have going on. So this is going to bring him ultimately to the king of terrors and to what? Draw him out to World War III. All right, bring him to his own demise, man. All right. Matter of fact, we'll close out with this. Because like I said, this is all being led to what? Bringing the MOTB. All right. So Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. So, hey, when everybody's gonna reach out to put their hands on Esau when he's trying to implement his enterprise. All right. Get that MOTB out there and popping, man. You got more and more articles like that coming out in the news. All right. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, all right, the Most High shall cast the wrath of his fury upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. All right, when he's about to fully implement his new world order system, and we see that that's on the verge right now. All right, the Most High shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret place. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So what is a fire not blown coming from that iron weapon? What is that a depiction of, man? Those ICBM missiles, those thermonuclear bombs, man. All right, when they come raining down on America, man, and this is what you see, happening right about now, man. All right, this is what you see going on in the news right about now, man. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation, much love for you. I can push in truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.